What's going on, everyone? Eric here. Hope you're all doing good today. In this video, we're going to be talking about the HiBrew G4B, a hand grinder by HiBrew. To be upfront, HiBrew did send me this as a sample to review. I gave them my usual ramble about I only review things that I'm allowed to give my unfiltered opinion about. They agreed, so there you go. The first thing to know about this grinder is that it is an all-purpose grinder. This grinder is meant for doing everything from espresso all the way to French press. So it is a broad grinder with a lot of settings. In fact, in total it has 55 settings, from everything from 0 all the way out to 11 with 5 clicks between each number. So it is a very broad grinder, and it says it's got about 5 microns between each click. So very broad. One thing you should know is that all-purpose grinders are never going to be good as specialized grinders when you're looking to buy a grinder. So if you're only doing espresso, you're probably not going to be happy with this grinder. This is a general purpose grinder. This is not for the espresso scientist. This is not for the coffee obsessed. This is for the coffee enthusiast, someone who wants a decent grinder to travel with. They don't want this to be their daily driver. They want a grinder to bring with them on a trip that's not going to drive them crazy, but is still going to make them decent coffee on the road. Now, I have some experience with that. I've traveled with this grinder a bit already. I brought it through a few states. I've even brought it to Hawaii, and I don't live anywhere near there. So all in all, I've tested this grinder out very thoroughly on the road, not using it in my house too much except for making this video, but I have done it with Aeropress, pour-overs, espresso. I feel like as far as a travel grinder goes that's going to cover a lot of bases, you're going to be pretty happy with this. Now, my previous experience with hand grinders is limited. I have this Porlex grinder. This is like the original hand grinder. This is a hand grinder that really was the first one to really make a splash on the scene. And let me tell you, I've traveled around the world with this thing. I've been to multiple countries with this. It drives me crazy. It is just like, just so many fines and boulders, just such a huge variance in the grind. There's no way to keep track of your settings. It is the old guard. I love it because I've just used it into the ground. I've used it everywhere, and it is so much better than the Hario Skirtin, which was the worst hand grinder I ever had. But I'm happy to say that I can retire this, and that this is at least 20 times better. Let's talk about the construction of this grinder. This grinder is heavy duty. It weighs about a pound, 500 grams when you have the handle on here. So it's just over a pound. It's an aluminum alloy body, so it's very, very big and sturdy and heavy. Feels nice. It's really satisfying to hold. It feels firm. It's got a nice rubber grip on here. The haptics, the sound of the clicks is really satisfying, and the clicks are very easy to read. It's got a little arrow here. You got your clicks here. So it's all in all just a satisfying to use grinder. I do like it. Another nice detail about this is it comes with a travel case, which everything just fits in really, really nicely. You've got a place for your body. You've got a place for your handle. You've got a place for your brush up here, and not much else. I have tried to put a little scale in here. I can't fit my Carrot Time scale or my MHW3 Bomber scale in here. It just won't really. I mean, I could, but I feel like I might break something. So it actually would be nice to have a case with like a little extra room in here for accessories, but you know, can't have everything, I guess. But you know, nice for throwing in your suitcase, nice for a little jaunt. So getting into the burrs here, they are 43 millimeter conical burrs, stainless steel with 6 points, just designed to be an all-purpose burr. They do make some bold claims online about it being designed for espresso. It does work for espresso, though it doesn't shine there. But all in all, I think as an all-purpose grinder, you'd find it pretty satisfactory. The actual capacity of the hopper up here is about 20 grams to 22 grams, depending on the density of the beans. The speed of the burrs, this is really, really where it shines for me. Now, I did a very dense light roast coffee for a pour over on setting 5 here, and it took me 30 seconds to grind that through and felt buttery smooth. So really, really good. In espresso on setting 1 with those same very dense beans, took me about 1 minute to do that, and that's not bad at all. And going all the way to zero it out on the finest setting with very, very dense beans, 1 minute 15 seconds. With a little bit less light roast beans, you can be even faster because they're less dense. So it's a very fast, smooth grinder. As I said, it's an all-purpose grinder with a broad range. Now, I've found that if you're doing pour-overs, light roast pour-overs, you're gonna be between 5 and 6. the consistency of the grinds looks pretty good. There's not a lot of super fines in there, no huge boulders. Overall, it is acceptable. It's in the acceptable range. If you're using a little bit darker roast, you're gonna find that you're gonna be more towards the 6, kind of slipping up either a couple clicks towards the 7 or a couple clicks towards the 5, but you will find that you have plenty of settings here for pour overs. I think that most people will not have any problem with this. Really, really good grinder with great consistency for pour overs and for your Aeropress, which, you know, is a huge range. Aeropress, depending on the style of coffee you're going for in your recipe, you're gonna do everything from pour over coarseness all the way down to somewhere like mocha pot fineness, and you're gonna be able to get away with this perfectly well. I've done a lot of Aeropresses using this and I've been very, very happy with it. In espresso, they say that espresso setting starts at 2 and is between 2 and 1. Not the case in my experience. I've found that it is between 1 and 0. If you're following a traditional espresso recipe with about 18 grams going in, going for about double the yield, so around 36 grams coming out in about 25 to 30 seconds, there's gonna be some pretty big jumps between these settings. You're gonna find something that works, but it might not make it sing, especially if you're using an extra light roast. If you're using a slightly darker roast, you're gonna find it a little bit more forgiving, and you're gonna be able to use between the 1 and 0 as well. On extra light roasts, the setting 1 really just ran through a shot in like 10 seconds. Setting 0 almost choked the pump. But if 1 click away from 0 gave me about 40 seconds, and then 1 more click over gave me about 25 seconds, so acceptable. So you can get away with doing espresso on this. I'm sure that this will be good for some travel espresso, and I'm going to be doing this with some travel espresso machines in the future, but I'm saying it doesn't shine with espresso, but you can get away with it. Another thing to note is that HiBrew gives you a 1-year warranty on this, and their customer service is pretty good. They're responsive within a few hours, so you can send them an email and you're gonna get an email back in your inbox within 2 or 3 hours. Overall, not much to complain about that. So, final verdict, sturdy, well built, pretty good for pour overs, as you say, really, really good for Aeropress. Espresso, you can get by. Great all-purpose grinder, great for traveling, great for throwing in your backpack. If you're looking to do occasionally espresso and then do some other things, then you're gonna find that this is pretty fun to have because you can get away with anything. You can even do French press if you go all the way out to the 9 and 10 area. Of course, the grind gets kind of inconsistent in that area, but that's normal when you go really coarse. So, yeah, definitely solid for the price, around 70 bucks. It's perfectly good. I mean, I like it, especially just because it's so sturdy and it packs away really, really nice. Hey, that's all I've got for you guys today. That was a quick one. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, affiliate links down below if you want to support the channel. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.